This is Praveen Kamath. I bring in about 25 years of strategic HR and leadership experience, working with large-scale organizations, both in IT and ITS. The proven track record of leading some of the global leadership teams, processes, and talent management practices. Last 15 years has been working with Wipro Limited, managing multiple roles as a global leader for talent acquisition, leader for training and development, and also as a global leader for managing HR business partner roles across the globe for US, Europe, and rest of Asia markets. As you know, as a passionate teacher, I spend a lot of time on the weekends in the best known B schools across the globe. I hold some honorary positions advising some of the younger generation kids and many young budding entrepreneurs who are setting up their entrepreneurial venture. All this has been possible by being an alumni of School of Roshni Nilaya, where I did my master's in social work in the year 1996. And today, all the credit goes to this great school and the teachers who taught me in my master's of social work, specializing in personal management and labor legislation. It's been a fascinating journey of life. My initial days, hailing from a small village, having learned vernacular medium, has been a little struggle when I reached Bangalore for my higher studies. Both my undergraduation degree and my post-graduation qualification from School of Social Work, Roshni, has been a very, very fulfilling experience. Having spent time to pay for my own fees, working really hard on Saturday and Sundays to earn for a living, as well as to pay for my fees, has been my experience as a student. While I continue to believe I hail from a reasonably well-placed family, circumstances led me to get into identifying my paths for the future. And in this path, in searching this path, I could get some great mentors and teachers from both my undergraduate school, Canberra College, and my postgraduate school, Roshni. I think there are some phenomenal teachers who helped me to give directions to my futuristic path for success. Having given that background, given you some insights of my past, it's important for all of us to know what is in store for all of us. Given that the business landscape, the organization landscape, the changes in the landscape of the universe where we all live has undergone a significant change. My insights from an organization standpoint, having been spent about 2.5 decades with large corporations and being in leadership position, I strongly think that agnostic of which sector you belong to, building the digital skills, future ready skills, is one key objective which all of us need to have as students, as young leaders, and leaders who have spent their time, significant number of years, by leading large corporations. The second most important learning for me, being in the industry, whether you are an entrepreneur or leading a large team in a global setup, our ability to reskill ourselves from time to time. And the timeline for us to reskill is once in 3 years. Gone are those days when we used to have midlife crisis, where people will look at reskilling more at a time of their initial infancy stage of their working career. I think that format, that equation, that reality has changed. I think reskilling, agnostic of which age profile you belong to, has become a brutal reality for one to survive. The third most important aspect for all of us to realize is our ability to create an environment in oneself to generate a view of learning to learn. How do you enable a fulfilling career by having a mindset of learning to learn? That could be my third mantra for all of us to keep in mind if one has to really step out of the comfort zone of our reality. More insights about skills, and I call myself this as the full stack of skills. Now, we have to take the end-to-end responsibility of building that full stack of skills, whether it's behavioral, whether it is domain specific, whether it is specific to a industrial sector which you represent and work for, or it could be specific to leadership. I think your ability to have the broad spectrum of managerial competencies across the skills will keep you agile and survive through the thick and thin of ups and downs of your work or an entrepreneurial setup. You have to have an opportunity sized up to your realities without being easily distracted, not succumbing to so-called the limited view of social learning, and your ability to constantly crave for knowledge. Your attitude always on the go, and to be independently creating an environment and an ecosystem of learning will help you to go through your life to make it very, very fulfilling. Finally, I would advise, or I would request for all of us to make sure we are very hands-on in terms of realizing those learned skills, realizing in results, reward, and making sure your environment where you live, you're able to contribute back, whether it is in small or large formats of giving back to the society, is the key for your fulfillment of your life. I wish you all the best, and I look forward for interacting with all of you in the days to come. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.